Okay. Todd, are we ready?
Yes.
Let's go ahead and call the meeting to order. Roll call.
Edward not coming?
Here he is. Oh, we're going to be 100% tonight.
What's up with that? Must be a little bit slow boy.
Hello, Ed.
Hi, Ed.
Yeah.
Right here, Ed. There's your paperwork, Ed. That way you'll be on camera so they can see you.
Blake wants to be able to see the white of your eyes.
They're shot. Bloodshot tonight.
Okay. Well, let's see. I think you do. I think they've got everybody. You got everybody, don't you? All right. We'll go ahead and start the meeting and have roll call. Todd, you want to do that, or?
Yes. Sutter.
Present.
Poe.
Yes.
Firth.
Yes.
Fixler.
Yes.
Older.
All right. We have a quorum. The next item on the agenda is item 3, is the minutes of the previous meeting. I guess everybody has them in front of them or has read them. And do you see any additions or corrections to the minutes of the previous meeting we need to make at this time? If there are none, we'll accept the motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
Fixler.
Yes.
Sutter.
Present.
Poe.
Yes.
Firth. Older. Yes. Okay, fine.
Okay.
Yes.
Item number 4 on the agenda is a motion to enter into executive session. Do we have a motion to enter into executive session at this time?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Yes.
I'll second that.
Too late.
Okay, we have a double
Sutter.
second.
Yes.
Fixler.
Yes.
Poe.
Yes.
Firth.
Yes.
Older. Yes.
I'm paying attention.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's why we like having you.
I make a
helping.
motion that we come out of executive session.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to come out of executive session. Roll call.
Sutter.
Yes.
Fixler.
Yes.
Poe.
Yes.
Older. Yes. Firth.
Yes.
Okay. Item number 6, executive session minutes compliance report. That Neil.
Came out at 7:16, went in at 6:39, came out at 7:16. There was matters discussed for the finance project, and nothing was voted on, no matters were discussed, no action taken.
Okay. So then, if I'm correct, we'll move to item 8. Discuss any possible action regarding the infrastructure expansion.
I have a bid from Integrity.
Okay, well, okay, replacement cover, in-panel package, all hardware needed. 85,000, labor, 24,650. Pass that around to the members that are here. Did you hear that, Alan and Bob? What did that
Yes.
add up to?
Yeah, I heard it.
100 and some thousand.
109,000. That's in regards to the structure, and that would be in Avard. That would be the same material, Neil, as
That's what we had,
what we had.
yeah.
What is there warranty or?
He didn't say anything about that.
There's probably someone.
I'm sure there would be some.
Well, if it's if it's same manufacturer, as long as they would agree to it, there was pretty good warranty. But I don't know what was bid. And it looks like that is an estimate, not a bid.
Yeah, that is an
Yeah.
estimate, yeah.
I'm sorry, I said yes. Well, those are some of we've been talking about that off and on for several months, so I know the board probably needs to think about this right this time. Correct me if I'm wrong, Randy, on Venture. The last time we talked to them, they didn't actually request this, correct, as needing it.
I talked to them and they weren't interested in divvying up any more.
Okay, I just wanted to
Having
make
it.
sure. Okay. Just want to make sure we're on the same page on that, because it seems like in this day and age, everything's a moving target. Any discussion regarding the estimate or thoughts going forward?
I would like to know about the warranty.
Okay? Alan, Bob, any thoughts on?
None at this time.
Okay.
Yeah, I have none.
Okay. Okay, any further discussion?
Can
Randy,
I throw out a comment?
you can comment, Sonia.
I understand this is an old quote, but the quote that we had from the original, from Clearspan, and they reaffirmed it the last time we discussed about this and said they'd still do it, was $94,480.
Was that installed, Sonia, or?
Yes,
Okay.
so just FYI,
Yes, well, I'm glad 94,000.
480.
And how long ago was it when you had a discussion with them? Just
The
roughly.
most recent one was March 4th,
Okay. 2020 you're talking about.
2020.
Yep. Okay. Any further thoughts?
Well, I think that bid, I didn't analyze it very closely, but it also talked about insulation. And,
Installation.
Did I read that correctly?
Yeah, it's installation, not insulation.
Is it installation? Okay.
I'm going to print this one out for Neil so he can look at it side by side, because I know this changed, if you'll remember, that this was changing the doors and the attachments because they didn't use the same, like the style that there was then is not available anymore. This is supposed to be a better installation. But he can compare this quote with the quote that he got from Ford.
Okay. Well, those are good things to know, Sonia, because that was our weak point, wasn't it? Well, I guess it was the door was left open, though. I mean, it was
That's correct.
actually the door didn't do the damage.
It was left open. That's
Yes.
correct.
I wonder what the cost would be if we build a brand new building that size.
Oh, that size would be,
It says, when the building the one that we originally purchased was $160,000. Listen, now $190,000.
you just lost Ed on that one, Sonia.
$190,000 if the foundation was already there.
No, wait, with another building? Steel-sided building.
Now, full building replacement cost approximately $190,000 delivered and installed on a foundation by others. So if we put a whole new building there, it'd be $190.
But your question, Ed, was about a metal building, wasn't it?
Yes.
Of this size.
Yeah.
Help us out, Randy. You probably have more idea, or Alan. I mean, let's see, this, how many square feet is this, Sonia? This is, what size is that slab?
It's 11,000. Todd, wasn't it 100 by 110?
Yeah, and the biggest thing on this building is it's free span. It's 100-foot wide, free span with nothing in the center of it. That's the reason it had to be so tall.
Yeah. 100. Well, Alan, you have any idea on like 100 by 110 cost on a building like this?
I really don't. I mean, I would have guessed it's somewhere closer to 250 to 300,000.
Yeah.
When you're talking free span, that's what
Yeah.
drive the price way up.
And I don't know if Sonia or Alan, do you think if we spent that money, could we rent that to somebody, let's say somebody other than who's out there now?
My first son, you might know more than me, but there's quite a few buildings like that available in the county already that are empty.
Well, the biggest problem that we would have is that we've got that ground leased on a current lease, so we'd have to break that lease and release it to somebody else. Not saying we shouldn't do it, I'm just saying that we've got that land currently leased now to venture, right?
Yes. And
But if they don't want to use the building, it seems like we could negotiate with them.
Right,
If we had somebody who wanted to move in,
agreed.
to release just the building part.
what's your analysis, Randy? You've been down there more than anybody as far as how they're utilizing that area.
I'm sure that can be worked out. I mean,
I didn't
I think
know.
the fenced in part is what they like having the fence, the security fence, which they wouldn't have. But Neil, didn't you say that Susan had talked to them and that they were bringing their equipment back?
Yes.
Oh, they
In
are?
September.
Good.
that they're what?
Bringing their equipment back.
Yes, yeah, they're gonna start batching and stuff.
So, I mean, I know Randy down, they've got all their materials supplied to south end, west
But
end.
they set up the batch plant on the north end.
Yeah. I
But
get-
I don't know how big an obstacle that is. I don't think they use that road that coming into this building from the east.
Right.
I think that's a doable deal with access that way. I don't think that would interfere with them.
Well, I mean, and this is just my opinion, we should keep this on the burner, I guess. And if we, I don't know how I'd feel about doing it before we had a potential client. And I know you've got to build it and they will come kind of deal. I mean, by the same token, be nice if Venture would say, hey, we could utilize that building, and maybe with a little talking, I don't know, Randy.
He sounded pretty definite then that they didn't have, they're pretty used to functioning just out.
Right. So what you're saying, Alan, there's plenty of buildings in this county area, commercial type buildings.
I do. I think if you can drive south out of Alvin, there's at least one available that size. There's one Winoka nearly that size. There's a couple in the industrial park already.
Right. Well, I understand the eyesore situation of the deal, but I guess unless there's any further discussion, Ed or Todd, do you have any other thoughts you want to share on going?
Well, I appreciate knowing where we're at on it currently, and I appreciate Integrity Bidding giving us a estimate. And I understand it's an eyesore. I'm just not ready to take the framework down yet.
And I would like to know more about the warranty.
I'll go ahead and ask him about that.
Sonia, do you have warranty information on that bed from Clearspan that you can share with Neil too, so he can compare?
Yeah, I forwarded it to him, so you should have it all.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Okay.
One more thing on
Yep.
infrastructure.
Sure.
By that building, back in there by that tower, I guess it's a radio tower or something back there, they have a water leak. And when Stetson was down there getting some more measurements, he called me and said, "Hey, you got a water leak down here. It's shooting up about 10 foot in the air." So I called rural water and they went down, they shut off the water. And my understanding, I didn't see it, but the guy that went out there and shut it off said he thought it was where they put stuff together to put water to those trailers that they used to have there, when Sandridge did. And so, right now the water is just shut off.
To venture.
Well, and Martin Marietta, because they couldn't find a meter for just ventures, and so they went over and shut everything off, basically in the whole park.
You know anything, Andy, or?
I didn't know. I don't know if Sandridge had a meter.
See,
I know they ran a 6-inch line down through there. New one.
Well,
That was at rural water, right, around that curve and
Yeah.
up through there.
Yeah.
So I don't know where this is tying in, but
Do you know where the leak was? I don't know what tower you're talking about.
well, I don't either.
apparently they have a
Two-way communication tower, I think, that they put up. It's only a couple of sections.
Yeah.
I remember seeing it down there. They just stuck. I don't even know how they secured it.
Where is it at?
It's on the west side of that. As I remember, it's on the west side of that lot. You know, where
Outside the fence.
I can't remember the proximity of the fence, but I just in passing can remember seeing it stuck up there. That's funny.
You think Venture did it or
No.
Sandridge?
I think Sandridge is the one that put it in.
Oh.
Probably.
The tower?
I think
Well, the tower, I'm saying too, probably. But the water, I'm guessing they came off of something and plumbed in those trailers that they had, side by side out there. And used for their office and
Yeah.
stuff. And probably just threw it together. It probably wasn't properly thrown together in the first place. Probably came loose.
So is rural water gonna repair it?
Well, I don't think they'll repair that because it's inside our property. It's not on their line.
we probably need to do some investigation because I know that Martin Marietta had their water before that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm relatively
They've got their
positive that
separate
there was a
meters.
meter.
Yeah.
So there's got to be a meter there. Sonia, I can vaguely remember us talking about a meter, and it seems like that we put a meter in, a big meter in, and then there were supposed to be smaller meters after that. I can't remember.
Yes, because they never cashed the check on our meter.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what the deal was, but we need to figure that out.
No,
because
Martin Marietta's got.
I'm looking to see if I can find pictures from where I took pictures for the insurance.
Well,
We gotta
Tom
have
Trees would be, he has that, doesn't he, Randy?
Do what?
Tom Trees has that
Yeah.
part. So he's got a book with the meters in it he carries, so that won't be an issue as far as the county goes. Now, within the park, like you said,
Well, I know, but there's something fishy about it, because you shouldn't have had to shut Martin Marietta off.
Right.
Well,
If he could find the meter,
that's the deal.
if
I'm
it
not
was
sure
going
they could
through a
find the
meter.
Well, it should be right there on the road, someplace.
Yeah, I remember that. It's right there.
where the drive was
Driveway,
going in.
yes.
We had
Was Martin Marietta's
buy a
and
big meter.
that one
Remember that?
together? I mean, like apart from each other?
No, Martin Marietta's is over by their, straight north of there. Martin Marietta's is off the old line,
Okay, okay.
and this is a new line that goes around that curve.
I thought the 6-inch line joined them both together when it went around the curve.
Well, the 6-inch line didn't start till on the west side of Martin Marietta's drive.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
For some reason,
Actually, the main line is on the other side of the road, was originally, and they crossed right there west of the driveway and put the 6-inch around the
Okay.
curve.
Okay. I don't
Well,
remember.
he probably just wanted to get it shut off if it was Tom, but,
yeah, it was Tom.
okay. Are you saying, Sonia, we had individual meters in there for Martin Marietta and Sandridge?
We installed one meter, meaning Avard did initially. But then Martin Marietta had to put their own meter in. And they also drilled the well
Water well.
right there. But then we only put in the one meter. I'm positive of that. Because they did a big cash
Well, and then,
check.
so who bills Martin Marietta then?
Rural Water does, they have their own. We don't bill anybody for utilities.
Well, when you said we put a meter in,
We did.
But Sandridge was paying the bill, right?
It had to have been because
for
it was
both
then,
of them, right?
Not for Martin Marietta's.
not for Martin Marietta,
The meter you put in was for Sandridge.
Sandridge. Yeah, I'll bet you're right there.
So it's got to be there somewhere. Just a matter of finding it. Okay, my question is that our job to fix the leak, or is it Venture's?
Well, it depends which side of the meter. If it's on our side of the meter,
Well, is Venture using water? They got access, did they
They're
have
not
access?
using it now.
Well, I mean, did they have access to water?
I don't know. I could go down there and look around.
I'll talk to Tom and find out what the
Have
deal.
have you been getting a bill, Sonia, for that?
We've never had a bill, ever.
I just think we had to purchase the meter. There's something about
Well-
purchasing the meter.
I can understand that you put the meter in for them, because it had to be put in, and that's a gray area about, okay, the landowner is actually
Yeah, that's.
responsible for the meter, because if you're renting stuff out, they leave, that
Yes.
renter leaves.
We learned that if you do not deed over, anyway, the meter doesn't go with the land. Let you specifically say that. If you sell your land, we learned that the hard way.
Well, I think the deal that Randy's trying to make is that the landowner has to be responsible for the meter, and if the lessor can't be responsible for the meter. Is that
Yeah,
right?
essentially.
Yep.
They can pay the bill, you can work that out, but if they don't pay the bill, then the landowner is
Landowner owes
responsible.
Still has it, yeah.
It seems to me like this needs to be on the agenda for next meeting, and we can decide whether we need to repair that or somebody else needs to repair it.
Maybe we can have some more facts.
Okay, I'll try to get hold of Tom and Neil and get his thoughts on it. Might need your input, Randy.
Or maybe we could run down there sometime.
Everybody, yeah, I mean, I can see Tom not being able to find the meter, but he's always pulls his book out and he'll show you where,
Well,
right?
he knew the meter number.
Well, he what?
He knew the meter number.
He just couldn't find it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, well, I mean,
I thought they had a metal detector. That's the easiest way to find those meters. Because they got metal lids.
Yeah.
okay. All right, any other comments, thoughts, infrastructure? All right, hearing none, we'll move to item number 9, finance report.
It's in front of you. We don't have a lot of income, but we got enough to pay our bills. Still got plenty of money in the bank. Still accruing the payments for the principal and the interest on the outstanding debt. Continuing to look better and better.
You are going to get a train load of rock.
Correct.
Good news.
Yeah.
Thank you, Randy, for that.
This month, Randy,
Huh?
this month,
I think they got it's going over by Goldtree.
Is this a venture deal, Randy, or?
Yeah, Venture and Byron. No, I'm sorry. Martin Marietta and Byron.
Okay. You mean they're buying a whole 110 cars, or?
Well, they're probably going to bring a whole train. It's 1,600 tons.
For, do you know?
I don't know the name. It's like a substation over by Goldtree.
Yeah,
And Byron's going to haul it.
that's be good for him.
Yeah, except he said he bid it $1 too cheap. Something got screwed up on the hauling.
Okay. Well, let's see. See, we got our pasture lease.
what about this Center for Economic Law, 3,125?
Where's that at?
Down our expenses, 3,125. Am I on the right line? Well, that's a GO bond.
Yeah, I don't think that's the Center for Economic Development. Shouldn't be.
We paid them off.
That would be my deal if I messed it up and put it in the wrong thing.
No,
I
I was
think
on the
It's
wrong
GO
line.
bond.
I can't see it.
Yeah.
So the only obligation we have now is AEC and the GO bonds.
Yes.
It's about $10,000 a month. A little over.
Well, it's what we'll approve.
Yeah. Did I mess that up?
No, it's on the right line.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? Finance report?
How much do we have in the bank? Is that 40?
And CNB other is the net, that's what's after the accruals, or, I mean, after,
The 46,000.
whatever that number right there, that 46,000 is what we have left after all the accruals are made. Correct? So we actually have that 331, but that 48 or 46,263.08 is the excess.
Okay.
We got a little money in the bank, but we're not rich.
We are not rich, but our debts are continuing to go down, and we got more money than that because we've got the repairs and maintenance fund that we've got the insurance money on the building. I mean, we're not, we could rob some Peter to pay Paul if we need to.
The city did that. But
That concludes the treasurer's report.
it's a GO bonds. Do we know when they pay off, and do we know when the bank, we pay off those?
The
or we
bank is paid off. Banks are all paid off. The only people we owe are the Red Lake loan, which is repayment back to Alfalfa Electric, and the commissioners on the Geo bond.
And do we know when those end?
They've already.
This is the last one to AEC.
And we'll be done with AEC and
Be
then
the
all we
last
have.
payment.
And the Geo bond, if you'll remember, the commissioners paid a couple of payments for us early. So the Geo bond's gonna end up, and then all we'll owe is the Woods County Commissioners. But we're continuing to pay that as well, or accrue that.
So how long do we pay the commissioners? Do we know how much longer?
Until the balance of that is paid, which is,
I think we paid off the GO bonds.
Yeah.
we just owe the commissioners.
We're paying them $3,125 a month.
And the balance is, I think, is what Ed's trying to figure.
Is that the 56,
Yeah.
395?
I don't
Yes.
know,
Okay.
so-
Added to the 26 something or 25,650. I'm trying to get these off the top of my head.
56,395
They're on that
front.
Woods County bond payment.
Yeah, 56,395, that's right.
And AEC is 30.
So
Yeah.
next year we'll pay that off.
AEC.
No, this year we'll pay the AEC off. Next year we'll pay off the county commissioners.
It'll be next year, Ed, because the payment's in February. For AEC, we pay them in February.
That's the last, so it's actually, I guess, in next year.
And the total we owe to the commissioners is $81,395.
56 of which is not accrued.
Okay, yeah.
That's correct.
But
We have 25,000 of that already accrued and set back.
But 56 at $3,125 is going to take a couple of years to pay.
Well, we are going to pay off AEC, so if at that time in February or after our February payment, if you want to start accruing more to pay the commissioners, I mean, that's something that can be done. They allowed us to set it up at the same terms as we did AEC.
I understand and I'm ready to move to approve the financials.
The motion on the floor to approve the financials. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the financials. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Sutter,
Yes.
Bixler,
Yes.
Poe,
Yes.
Firth,
Yes.
Holger, yes.
Okay, thank you. Item 10 is floors to you, Neil.
I think I've given you everything I've got. Like I said, we'll try and still look at ways for grants for that 750 to reduce our exposure as a group in the county. But other than that, I don't have anything else.
Well, we appreciate all your efforts in coordinating with Bob and making all this go forward, and sending us out the responses and setting up the Zoom meetings. A lot of that goes unmentioned, but we do appreciate it. And it's a time when we're dealing with a pandemic. So anyway, okay. Item number 11, is there any new business to be brought before the board at this time? Ed?
No.
Neil, did you tell him that you talked to the Secretary of Commerce or the Executive Director of Commerce
On those grants,
on the closing fund?
yeah, I mentioned that I was still working on the grants for that, and did talk to the Secretary of Commerce, and he thinks there's some stuff we can do from them to help.
Okay. Any other new business? Randy, any comments? Item 12?
No, I'm good.
Okay, thank you for coming. Item 13, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second,
Moved in second.
Sutter, Bixler,
Yes.
Ford, Poe, Holder, yes.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Thank you all for being
Thanks,
on the
Todd.
Zoom. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Bob.
Bye, Stan.
Bye, Sonia.
Adios.
See you guys.
See ya.